That's right, day number 2. There's somewhere in the distance, in the fog, in the haze, we have DreamHack Valencia ready to come at you, ready to go.
This is actually an incredibly powerful army coming out of Kelazur.
Yeah, it's got stim, no combat shields, but it will have 1-1, no medevacs, but so many Reapers and the grenades. Yeah, this is actually going to force his opponent away from the base. He's going to find so many drones with the Reapers. The Reapers are running so much down. Now, I think he's pushing way too far into creep. He needs to get the hell off creep. Bane speed is done. This army could evaporate.
Steadfast, the Baneling nest is done. Baneling speed has not even been started yet.
Oh.
We're going to have to see how good the splits are here. Good surround. Actually, the KDA charge is giving him a bit of a split, but there's the surround. It's all going down. And I feel like he should have just killed the third backed up.
Parade pushing this, though. A laser might not be able to stop him. And now this drop on the bottom side. A laser's been forced to send everything away from this base. He is going to have to give up one base or another.
And Steadfast, we got to remember that base. I mean, yeah, it's not a ton of damage, but we're softened up from earlier. Look at the supply, though. Kelazur with 2-2. He's up 50 supply in the Marauders. They're going to take everything. Folks, we do get a game 3. Kelazur wins.
He threw away so many Banelings, not even killing the base, just killing a defensive structure of his opponent. I do like these changelings, by the way, from a laser. There's a lot of them, so they're actually really going to get in on top of this army. And he says there's not enough here. There's no ghost. He will storm forward with some Ling Lurker Hydra, knowing he's able to thanks to those changelings. And this is still a pretty good concave. That tank on the low ground on the right side helping out a lot. But this is going to be a nice follow-up after he cracked that planetary. However, the Ghost will come back in here. Very good parasitic bomb on the medevacs. Oh, please, split. No, he's not splitting. Oh, yeah, he's going to lose like 3 or 4 medevacs. Oh my god, it gets the full duration on basically every medevac right there. That was a lot of damage. Might just barely have the resources to break through before Kelazur can max back out. Kelazur is on a huge army supply, but his ghost count, his tank count have been reset pretty heavily. Now pushing the Liberators, I don't know if this is the best move. This Bioforce is going to be very, very difficult to crack. The medevacs are so low on HP, but the Parasitic Bomb does not hit them. Lurkers, though, are going to force everything back, and I think a laser has actually broken through these SCVs. Oh no, SOS is not going to be able to save them. Save our souls, more like send them to the Shadow Realm. And Lurkers are going to be able to deal with these ghosts trying to push up a ramp. Kelazur has consistently been unable to get the spread he needs to get those snipes off. Against this number of Lurkers, though, you're never going to be able to get those snipes. Snipe's going to come on in, but while the snipes are coming on in, we see a flank coming in on top of this army. Kelazur trying to escape on out, but there is just so much Zerg right here. Blinding Cloud on the tank on the left. Lings and Banes trying to get in on top of these ghosts. Blinding Cloud again. The ghosts, they're running away, but to where? Kelazur has 0 SCVs. He's got 62 army supply, and it is plummeting. There is no hope for Kelazur beyond the next couple of seconds, maybe.
No more mules to drop. He has to spend it on a scan. So this army right here has to find no small number of miracles. He needs not one miracle, Steadfast. He's like 5.
And if there are no miracles to be found, a laser will be able to take this one down on an absolute slugfest in game number 3. Evo Chamber, he got a 6th gas. He is very far down in army supply at the moment. It's catching up. Oh, he's going to lose the 4th base with no cancel. Nice manual detonation. He gets a few units, but here comes the big roach push. There's no roach speed for a laser, so his concave is going to be struggling a little bit. However, he does have that +1 missile. The Lings are going to come in and tank a little bit, but I think, well, actually, this is really close.
You look at the supply and it's like, yeah, it's close, but then a lot of it is in production as the Roaches, they continue to pile on forward. Has Solar found the small opening, the slimmest of margins in this game? More and more Roaches finding their way, but of course, a laser can't really inject right now. His Queens are all needed at the front. Again, the supplies. Oh, yeah, he's got so many Ravagers here, Steadfast. But it looks like a laser's going to be able to hold at the end of things. Yeah, no, a laser. He's got more and more Roaches on the way. He's establishing his concave now. Roach speed is now done, +2 halfway on the way. And it looks so damn close. Oh, Solar almost punched through, but a laser 1-0. Overlords that Solar did not know what is happening just now. Oh, he's pulling drones. Steadfast. This is you don't pull drones against this version, not with Banelings on the way. Solar, a laser just gotta bait this out. Oh man, if he gets the Baneling connections he's looking for, speed done in 5 seconds, drones gonna get pulled. He's pulling them off creep. He says go, 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 go. But the Lings, the drones, they're running on back. Lings looking for a surround. A good splits here from Solar right now, but actually fantastic Baneling connections. So many of these Lings do fall. Queen trying to find its way into a choke here as more and more and more Lings on the way. They get a good surround on that Queen, so that Queen is dead. Second Queen arrives, but there will be no wall blocking this off. So Lings, I feel like you dive up the ramp just to get that Queen down, but no, Solar is not aware of that one, so it's going to be a dead natural here. Now he's going to find the Queen. Now he's going to try to make something happen. Oh, good shot. He prevents the burrow, but it's going to get down anyways. Lings, though, finding their way on in on top of the Queen here as well. Baneling, it's going to get targeted down, but a second Queen is dead. Natural stays alive, but now Lings into the main base here. Solar, he's got to get a fantastic pull, and for now, a great micro from the man, but 2 workers have fallen. How many more does Solar get? PCs. Oh, the Bane. Oh, so many drones get the right connection. It's 5, but that is actually going to be mostly the end of it here with the Lings popping on out. Speed done in 7 seconds. 5-6 Overlords. Build himself up to 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas really in the bank. So instead of being on the map right now maxed out, some of his production at least is, or some of his income or whatever is in production here. But now here come the Roaches on the right side. A laser winning the one on the left. Biles, they kind of land, but there is just so damn much here from a laser. He looks to go on in. Yes, there is an upgrade lead, but only 1 attack, and this is just not enough. A laser 2-0 lead. Is he
okay, he's saving Larva.
Okay.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay. He's just gonna lose the hatch.
But is it okay? Because I don't think Solar's gonna check bottom side. Wait, how many Lings did Solar make? He made 12, and Lings are.
Yeah,
I think he keeps the hatch. No
I mean, the
workers
thing
died
is,
just yet.
he doesn't have an Overlord to build more. I think he does lose the hatch, actually.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We are seeing one of the drones going down. Yeah, he's going to focus his hatch. He stopped attacking it for a moment, and he will not kill it now. He stopped attacking it for a moment. That was a huge misstep from Solar. And now, okay, he is going to get into the main base, will finish off 2 of those wounded drones, but now a laser is actually so far ahead.
Are here now. Oh, they find their way up top. There's no concave right now. The fantastic one for a laser. He's just diving on top of things. He's got to get on top of those Ravagers, though the Biles are not landing here. And here comes the laser. His chance at victory, the chance at the round of 16 on in. And now the Ravagers, they're going all the way down. A laser. He's a 40 army supply, and we talk about how hard it is to break on through that ramp, but it does not matter if you take the fight in front of it. Solar, he bombs out the round of 24. Lasers on through.
It certainly does. Like, his army's actually super damn scary, and look how aggressive he's being as well. He feels that this is his time to go. Blinking forward, that is a lot of big glowy boys over there, but that is a lot of Banelings marching into the big cluster, the heart of the army from Hearthstone. Lovely stasis trap to buy him time, though.
Yeah, actually really great. Those last couple of Banelings would have helped destroy the rest of the Stalkers. Instead, there's a little bit of a combination with the Archons going to help trade out, but it looks like at the end of the day, it still is not going to be enough. Hearthstone might have had an opportunity, but also might have underestimated what Scarlet actually had, right? He saw a bunch of Roaches, not even really any Ravagers, didn't witness the Banelings as they were off to the side, and overcommitted the Ling Baneling Ravager Ultra. Or is this actually going to be a mistake? Once again, moving in here, the Immortals going to try and focus fire what they can. The Archons just plentiful enough to really tank a lot of shots, a lot of the Banelings. 4 Immortals still punching away here as the Ultras lose all of their health.
He needs to get on out of there. Maybe needs to recall because he is not going to be able to make it. That is so much Zerg swarming this army. And look at Hearthstone, big smile, nod of the head, a bit of a grimace there, and GG.
Void will pop out and take care of these Roaches, but damage has already been done. Now the question is it actually enough? Funnily enough, right? Like 20 probes are going to go down 21. With the Ling reinforcements, I do think it's going to be enough. Just barely getting a block for now, but that is temporary. The Oracles take forever to actually rebuild, and the Nexus did have to be canceled, so the Lings will shut this down. If it was only the Roaches and she was droning, maybe there's another chance for Hearthstone, but with more Lings reinforcing, that's what gets into every nook and cranny. That's what can't be taken care of, and that is what's going to kill Hearthstone.
He's been so good about his shield batteries, by the way, like just getting ready to surround them and stuff. Been very quick, but I mean, this getting cut down to 1 base and your Zerg opponent's on 3. I know she's not mining from the 3, but GG, well played. Scarlet, in Scarlet fashion, takes it.
I need to win Cosmic Sapphire if I saw my 1 advance to the round of 8. It was more like, all right, this is going to be very tough. It's either this one or Data C. Obviously, the players only have one veto. So this is most likely going to be the toughest map that Bunny will play. And at one point, he definitely had some momentum going.
Oh, he certainly did. He went for a funky build on it. Nice Widowmine bait there as well. Does get a few Zerglings for his troubles, but Reyna's so good at splitting up his Zerglings, man. Like, this guy, he has so much APM that he can do whatever he wants when it comes to the field, as long as he's looking at the right spot. And these lurkers, they're creeping up on these ghosts and catching Bunny a little unaware here. But Bunny does move, does meander. He's getting his own Widowmine drop going on. I mean, honestly, this is so hard for Niall to keep up with.
Yeah, a couple of Banelings are going to try to connect with the last few Marines and Marauders that are left on the battlefield. We even saw Blinding Cloud go down. There go the final SUVs that we're still mining at the third base. Lurkers have successfully made it all the way to the natural, and I do think this is it. GG gets called. Raynor takes the 1-0 lead.
He's getting in between all the bases. The gold base down at the bottom, very exposed, and that is a lot of Zerg off creep, a lot of Banelings just running in here. Beautiful splits from Bunny, beautiful positioning as well. He's going to have the Marines fighting against the Mutas, but is there just too much Zerg at this point? Big Daddy thought to take it out, but wow, what a big surround by Bunny. What a bloodbath here.
I mean, those Banelings going full ring around the Rosie, but Bunny still keeps quite a few of his Marines alive, even if they're low on HP. I honestly think Bunny handled that incredibly well. The Banelings going for a full 360, Mutas flying into some of the reinforcements of Bunny, as Bunny gets on top of this gold base of Rain, and Rain has got a lot of money in the bank, but he can't spend it, which must be just because he's completely out of minerals. Maybe needed to drop a macro hatchery somewhere, ends up losing those 13 drones and that base. What a fight by Bunny. But I think that's going to be perfectly fine here. Reynos is really respecting this. He knows how committed Bunny is going to be with this attack, and there is this one thing he wants to make damn certain of, that he doesn't run out of units too soon. The Queens have a lot of energy. Bunny's going to run into a brick wall here. Raynor is going to set up a flank. Has a couple of slow Banelings coming in, but they are on creep. One tank is going to get picked off immediately. The slow Banelings do not get the connections that they are looking for. So at least Bunny is finding some good trades here, but Bunny needs a lot more than he's getting at this point.
I mean, honestly, those Queens were absolutely out of position there. They blocked everything coming down the ramp, and they didn't get much done. They're fighting against the Marines here, but those tanks on the low ground, Kev, that one especially that's in range, I think he's doing it. I think he's absolutely got Raynor here.
Couple of extra Banelings, more of we just need to split one more time. Yeah, in the end, when we got all the Queens, that is absolutely what we were looking for.
There, north of his base, and Raynor is getting ready for a big position here, but these tanks, they are well positioned here. One is sieging up, one on the low ground here. The Lynx, they can't deal the damage either because of the SCVs. Bunny is sort of holding on here, but Raynor, so many units coming out, all the Queens being used. He still has a bank to use. The last tank goes down as well. Is he actually able to hold on here? I can't believe what I'm seeing. Bunny still fighting back. The Queens finally going down. The Lynx are flooded in. I don't know what's going on. They are fighting tooth and nail.
The reinforcements are arriving for Bunny, and that could very well tip this fight in his favor. He picks off the final two Queens. One Queen is running for the hills. Raynor is trying to get a few more Lynx out, but I think that fight really needed to go a little bit better for Raynor in the end. Did a great job at resetting the tank count, but he could not take care of those final Marines. They're still stimming forward. Another Queen falls. Bunny ultra all in, but he's getting close to where he wants to be. And Raynor, because he lost at hatchery, can't spend his money.
No, he's got almost 1,000 minerals here to utilize. The Queens on the high ground trying to do it, but GG, Bunny back on the board.
Extremely scary right now. Clem did secure another base on the 3 o'clock position, but while he's done that, Special's taking that base, that 12 o'clock base. He's about to have +3 done, as well as he's already on 2-2 for his mech. Liberator gonna move forward, gets immediately taken down. Interference Matrix on the Thors means the Liberators can have some effect, but it means the tanks go uncontested, and Clem's army gets obliterated.
Planetary absolutely has range, but look at that. Vikings actually landed for a second, I think, trying to knock down some tanks, but that means they ate a lot of shots here. So now the Vikings of Special are going to try to find their way on in. These Thors, remember folks, 3-3 Thors, they do more DPS than a bunch of DTs, and they're going to try to wall this little bit of Clem's army away, and here comes the army of Special.
It is certainly moving on forward. Still no lib range here, but it's still going to be enough to push these units back. Eventually, he has to realize that his Liberators aren't setting up as far as they should be, right? He's got to realize these Thors, they're gonna get repulsed. Another clutch repair. Oh, and now the SCV pull coming on in. We are going to see a wraparound on this Liberators. Are there enough to deal with the Thors? I actually don't think so. Oh, it's so close, but the bio on the ground is going to be able to clean this up. and not as many SCVs going down as you would have expected. Great fight for Clem once again.
The core area is so heavily choked on up as the Marines on the right side. They're going to kill a lot of SCVs. You talked about high-tech auto-tracking. Look at how... it's literally taking one damage at a time.
Oh my god. Oh, this Marauder. Oh my god. And now two more Marauders show up. Oh man. That is actually really... Oh god, the Planetary. This is really big damage, actually. Finally, a Hellion comes in and cleans it up. And whenever someone tells you upgrades don't matter, you show them that. Because armor is very, very good against SCVs that don't get any attack upgrades. As I say that, though, we are going to see these Hellions, and they will be able to kind of jump in on top of this army and muscle it back. Deej Tank goes down in Special. He is going to suddenly, and almost it feels like unexpectedly suddenly, take the game right there.
But they're really not lining their shots up all that well. So Moran, they're not even microed. So that's why, though, because on the other side, here comes the army of Clem. We're going to have a couple tanks. They're going to get shut down immediately. Thors are here. But this is a scary position that Clem has found his way on into. The Vikings were on the ground. Now they're in the air. So I think Special has an air lead anyways. Not quite, but it's good enough for him to be able to take the fight right now as the Thor looks to waddle on forward. Special has lost this position. He's going to land again. Okay, but anyway, the tanks are going to move on forward, and they're going to shell down at everything. The Marauders on the right side. Looks like Clem's going to try to make that happen, make sure he gets out. That was really scary for the Mexican Terran, but it looks like he will survive the altercation.
You should know that it's happening, but it's always good to know exactly. Ooh, we are going to see a bit of an engagement. Oh, the splash damage! The Liberators! Oh my god, they delete every Viking, and now they are going to rain freedom from above. What a blunder from Special, but a huge move from Clem. And just like that, the Sky Fleet for Special is gone, and so too is his ground army. But if Special can continue to trade, and he takes favorable trades, it's going to be more difficult for Clem to remax. But here we go. Big stim coming on in. The Liberator's going to push back the Thors, and at least two of them will go down. The Drilling Claw Widowmine's going to try and burrow up, but Clem will avoid them. Splits that one Liberator forward, and the splash damage. The Vikings, I think there's too many of them for Clem. Liberator's going to chase down once again. They're trying to close the distance, but Special will kite his way out. However, the Marauders on the ground are starting to break through, and the air superiority for Clem is just, I think it's just enough. Knock out this final mining base on the top side. He wants to zone his opponent out from that position. All the Vikings going down, save one solitary Viking, and GG gets called. Clem advances on to the round of 8.
At least from that perspective, you know, maybe the economy is a little bit better. Neeb still, he's up 7 workers. He's up 9 workers. The Lings, Banes, they're going to find their way onto this base. Neeb does not hold this up. He's just going to try to trade as well as he can. But actually the Stalkers, they're stuck behind, or the Archons are stuck behind the Stalkers here. But oh, great blink forward there, knocking down a bunch of the army of DRG on the left side. It's a good trade, Steadfast. But Neeb, he has to find some way to get the 6 o'clock base back on up.
Yeah, this is starting to get extraordinarily dire. The unfortunate thing for him, too, is he needs this base, and I think he needs another one. He doesn't have a Greater Spire. He doesn't have anything that deals with his army effectively, and I said he needed mass Banes. He didn't have enough to crack that front line and let the Lings get in on top of those juicy Stalkers in the backfield. And now we are seeing Ravagers coming on in. Ooh, Roach Ravager, hang on. This is kind of... Okay, there we go. Neeb does blink to the side to let those Archons through. They have +3 weapons. They do so much damage to Zerg. Either way, if they get back to a more stable situation, the superior worker count for Neeb is going to be a big factor here. But the Banelings, and unable to do anything. Lings trying to wrap around on the Archons, but the Archons have big shields, big honking psionic blast. However, the Roach Ravager on the bottom side is going to chew through them. The Queens are transfusing like crazy on the top. Can Neeb hold this position? DRG just killed 42 probes on the other side. Neeb, he needs to kill off these Ravagers and then focus the Queens after.
He's all in his hell, but it looks like it might work anyways. He blinks forward on top of the Ravagers, on top of the Roaches. The Queens, though, they're standing strong and steadfast. The Oracles, they're out of energy here. And you talk about 28 workers. What's more important, Neeb, he only has 8 probes remaining. For a second, it was looking really good. Where are the Archons? There they are, now finding their way on in. Stalkers, they got to blink out. Wardlings are here. How is Neeb? He only has 8 probes. How is he even keeping this supply close?
I have no idea. The army retention is phenomenal. I love the way he's positioning these Archons, just using them as a safe base for the Stalkers to blink back to. And the Lings are going to try and get on top of this. They will get one of the Archons. Good spreads from DRG. The second Archon goes down, and Neeb has lost that safe haven. He is so far down in supply. It is just Lings. DRG is desperately trying to get out as many units as he can. Both players are flat broke. Of course, DRG is mining so much more than his opponent, but Neeb is so close to breaking through. However, I think DRG is going to get out just enough. Neeb needs to individually micro these Stalkers so perfectly.
Oh, he moves up high ground the move command because he couldn't see anything, and that is gonna do it. DRG, what a hell of a game. We're going to game 5. No value for DRG just yet. Stalker's actually active on the map, knocking some creep spread down, but DRG, his entire army, is the right side. Storm done in 10 seconds. Lings, oh no! Lings are going to get on top of the High Templar here. It's going to morph all Archons. There are no storms available right now, but Neeb actually taking a decent fight right side. All the Lings are knocking down. Looks like Banelings rolling into the third base. No, just Lings into the third base here. Neeb, that was almost disastrous for him, but actually the second set of Lings, they're going to knock down a lot of these Stalkers because the shield batteries have gone down at the third base. Despite that, though, excellent, incredible crisis management from the American. Portal will not go down. Zealots or Ling run by not getting all that much, and now Neeb on the aggression. Your Banelings get some really nice connections, but it is on Stalkers and on Archons, so that really doesn't make that big of a deal. Storms blanket everything. DRG's on death's door. Neeb into the round of 8.
Vikings going after those Ravens, and Herobrine, I think, is making a stand.
I think so, yes. But now his Viking count is less, so Maru just needs to get those Vikings on this side of the map. I believe they're coming right now. And then he'll win the air war, be able to push back the tanks as well. Herobrine's going to try and go for the bus. Interference matrix have gone down. The reinforcements come forward, but ditto on Maru's interference matrix. But he was just lacking that actual ground control. So despite having the air, he didn't have enough of those tanks of what is not the most important base in the game, but is one of the dominoes, right? If this falls, then it's suddenly the third base is under attack, and that's also when the main starts to get really scary. Actually going to take a Viking engagement here that goes okay for here. Marine interference pitch is going down as well, and there's the Marines jumping on top of everything, but the planetary is also done, so that's going to add a lot of damage. Anti-air missiles coming down every which way that we look. This is actually kind of a crazy battle, but it is one that is going to end favorably for Maru as he continues to hold the line. Does he not realize his army's coming after him? Apparently not. He's going to let him up this ramp.
Yeah, I mean, now Herobrine gets a little bit of a position, and Maru's going to have to figure out how to fight against this, losing multiple CCs here, and tanks in range of the planetary. Maru might just want to force a counterattack, because it's a lot of Herobrine that's down there. He was already set up, and now Maru's going to go jump on this. Herobrine sees it, now he's going to siege, but there's going to be a massive matrix as the Ravens, which is so much closer. Anti-armor missiles go down, complete mayhem breaks out, but it's mayhem in favor of Maru. He will wipe the ground of tanks, and this is now just going to be this base taken away from Herobrine. Big win for Maru, one of the better fights he's had in a while. Comes so much it doesn't even really matter. We are going to make a play down here, bust this planetary. Maru was just picking off a tank there. He does cost him the full medevac of Marines, though.
Are we going to get a base trade? I think Herobrine's going to pull back, actually. He's not quite committed enough to go for the full-on base trade. Spends a little too long in that planetary, though. He's going to delay his return back home. Mass interference matrix. You had tanks? Did you actually? Are you sure about that? But he's not actually killing them right now. Well, there we go. Herobrine swinging from the left side with auto turrets and Marines clearing out those tanks. They didn't get a single shot in this entire fight. And the air battle is also topsy-turvy. Maru now down 20 supply as Herobrine, I guess, is going to go for it. He sees that he's being dropped in the main base, but this is his one opportunity, so he is going to go.
I think Herobrine has a gas problem. So much of his production is likely to just be so heavily Marines right now. He's going to not be able to reproduce the tech as much as down go the Vikings very quickly. Thank you very much, Smart Servos. Get rid of this planetary fortress, but I mean, Maru is doing just the same. And Maru is already retaking the top left while this happens. Herobrine, I don't think, has spare bases to really land in those positions that he's clearing out himself. Okay, it's only 23 SCVs for Herobrine. It kind of has to be now or never, but the problem is Maru is the one that is hunting. Here come the Ravens already making their plays. Both sides, anti-armor missile. Maru's tanks are just disabled, and it's just so many Marines from Maru. Will it be enough, though, as the Ravens get some auto turrets down? The Viking count is doing okay as well. I mean, Herobrine's kind of holding on. Maru has so many medevacs that have to leave, and Herobrine will hold.
Oh my gosh, Maru had so much supply that wasn't actually involved in that fight. All of those tanks were left behind. I think has a rich Vespian Geyser as well. But, I mean, Herobrine, He's at least going to find another base, maybe get to the bottom right eventually too, and now only down 20 supply, trying to get into position. He's got the Vikings as well. The tanks come forward for Maru. He's going to try and end it here. The transformation servos coming in once again handy of the Vikings, but the Marine count is just too large. The tanks are actually firing this time, and here Marine is going to be pushed back and forced to tap out. Not as much, I believe, for Hero Marine. That might not really matter, though. He's got a 50 army supply lead. He is going to take this air battle, 14 Ravens to 8 in Hero Marine's favor, 33 Vikings to now 19, 18, 17. It is just a lost cause from Maru, and I think he realized it way too late.
Yeah, backing away when the story was already written at that point, and just going to be seeing a couple of orbitals lost here as well. At this stage, I just don't know if he can break this position. He can't get his Ravens into play because the control of the Vikings is way too much from his opponent, and I think Hero Marine's realizing it. He is going to move forward quite heavily there. I mean, even if anti-armor missiles are down, as long as you have one on the other side, then it's kind of okay. I mean, you keep on moving back and forth, those Vikings keep on trading. Maru is somewhat okay in army supply-ish, kind of. He's starting to lose out a bit more. And I said army supply, I mean overall supply, but army supply is actually down 50, jeez.
Yeah, of course, almost 30 SCVs. Not helping in these battles for Maru.
This right-hand side, what's Hero Marine going to do about it? At the moment, not much. Taking a long time to decide where to siege up the tanks, and now he's going to see Maru committing into him. We see Matrix is going down, some of the tanks getting caught, anti-armor missiles across the board. It does feel like Hero Marine just has way too much, though. Remember, he has a much larger army just to begin with. We drop some extra auto turrets down, they melt immediately. It's going to be Hero Marine's auto turrets that stick around, and Maru's forces get ripped to shreds. It's a journey. And these guys just kept on building TVT stuff, and Hero Marine stayed ahead. And now he's getting that advantage into a GG. Big Gabe will keep the tournament alive tonight.
It means maybe his natural isn't building SCVs like all the time, or isn't saving them anyways. So that's less worse than actually dying, which maybe he still does on the high ground. That Hellion from Maru actually allowed into the main. Take the shot from the Hellions of Hero Marine. And is this just game over?
I think it might be. That Hellion helps so much there. Now these Reapers are going to go huge. That's how Maru gets it done. He says, okay, cool, I'm seeing how you're playing this defense. And you know what? I'm just going to do exactly what you're not expecting.